Yes. Good evening, jammers, and welcome to episode 80. 80 episodes of the Jams and Cocktails live podcast. That's right. For 80 weeks in a row, we've been sitting in front of these cameras to share with you our favorite cocktails, shots, local music, special guests, and our humble opinions. We've sacrificed our taste buds, our livers, and have had so much fun along the way. Soon, we will be switching some things up for all of you. We've had an amazing time getting to know all of our local musicians and community heroes and delivering their stories to you through our little podcast. So, to take our show to the next level, we're going to be officially closing season 1 of the JNC podcast. Yeah. So we'll be doing that in just a couple of weeks. We have 2 more featured guests before then. Next week, we are joined by the amazing and beautiful singer-songwriter and pianist, Summer Gill. And the following week, we will have the awesome rockabilly artist Rivercat joining us in the lounge to take season 1 out with a bang. Now, you guys, in season 2, we're going to be focusing on local events, entertainment news, pop culture, engaging with all of you tuning in to our live shows. Now that you know their stories, we're stoked to be inviting back our podcast alumni to join us on the conversation panel to talk about interesting subjects and learning more about them personally. We'll continue to play our games, do our fun challenges, and featuring great music from our local entertainers as well. Those of you that have been here with us from the beginning, you are literally amazing. We have some special things in store for all of you. And if you're just getting into our show, buckle up, Buttercup. That's right. So, you guys, we've got so much more to update you all on. But first, let me introduce our destruction crew tonight. As always, here holding down the fort with me is the illustrious Miss Jordyn Taylor.
I know.
Normally, I look these words up.
It sounds good, though.
This one sounded good. It sounded right tonight. To throw that one out there.
That's all that matters.
And joining us here in the legendary JNC Lounge to lend her opinions tonight is the bad bitch herself, Miss Elly Brock. Looking swell over there.
Swell.
Just swell.
Swell like a well.
Jordyn's illustrious and you're swell.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I've been called worse.
Well, you guys, tonight is a preview, a dry run, if you will, of what's coming in season 2. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. So many things are going on in the entertainment world. Tonight, we'll also be taking the Chubby Bunny Marshmallow Challenge.
Say that with a straight face.
It's a Chubby Bunny Marshmallow Challenge. Lord. But before we get into all that, let's get into our shot of the week. Maybe. So, because, we are people of decadence here, literally, I think this is probably the most decadent shot that we've had on the show to date. But our shot this week is a decadent masterpiece.
Say decadent again.
Decadent. The s'mores shot. You guys, it's 1 part vanilla vodka, 1 part Irish cream, and 2 parts butterscotch schnapps. You shake it in ice, you strain it into a shot glass, and
And
here
then
we are.
you drink it.
Yeah,
and
here
you
we
have
are.
this.
Lounge cam. Oh, this is my other drink. I got loads of drinks over here. You guys.
Get the right one.
Ladies, cheers. Thanks for being here.
Cheers.
80 weeks. Woo! And thanks to all of you for tuning in. You can't see me, though, because
Yeah.
you over there.
Ooh, that's like chocolate milk. Like the best chocolate milk.
But it's like,
It tastes like those candies.
it's like, let me get, there we go. Now we're on the screen.
Shot cam.
Shot cam.
Oh, that's
It
nice.
tastes, it's like toasted, you know? I guess that butterscotch.
This would be amazing in a milkshake.
right. If you just put it in a milkshake, blended it up.
Yep.
Alcohol, like
Yeah, just put
Kinda like
all
a
of this
Crazy
in
Mud
with
slide.
some ice and some vanilla ice cream.
yeah. I will say though that some recipes actually call for some crazy garnishes on this, like chocolate shot glasses and toasted marshmallows. But in the interest of not burning the lounge down, I've opted to not go for that tonight. But this is delicious.
What's
It
good?
is very good. Good job, Bradley.
You notice how our shot glasses have gotten quite a bit bigger.
No, our hands have gotten smaller.
Ah, Jordyn, in with the first joke of the night.
Thank you. Holding the fort down for Ringo.
Not too shabby.
For
Somebody's got to.
Yeah.
Join us each week for the shot of the week, you guys. You can see what we're planning by heading over to jncpodcast.com and clicking on the shot of the week link. Let me finish this.
Yes, do not waste it.
Oh, that's
I'm just going to sip on it.
That is dangerously good. Well, you guys, we're going to move right into our show tonight. But I have to let you know, this is a little preface. It's one of my favorite words, as I've come to know. The Jordy Files is getting a little makeover. So in season 2, the Jordy Files opens and never closes. Isn't that something? Yes. So in the beginning of each show, we will be opening the Jordy Files and not closing them. They will be introducing us to our discussions for the evening, the topics that we're going to touch on. So Jordan's little segment is now basically the whole show, which is great.
See how I've taken over, folks?
So, for real.
It's like in 21st Jump Street.
20
Infiltrated the supply. Isn't that what they say?
First of all, let's
Okay.
what 21st Jump Street?
Yeah.
It's 21
21st
Jump Street.
21st Jump Street.
I had a lot of shot.
And they infiltrated.
Infiltrate the
And they-
supply.
Find the
Infantry.
dealer, infiltrate the supply.
That's
right?
the one. Thank you. This is going to be good.
Oh my gosh. So you guys,
Crop that out.
We'll edit
we'll
that
fix
out.
it in post.
Yeah, thank you.
So Jordyn will be giving us our episode headlines, as I mentioned, and lead off tonight's discussion. We are watching the chat, so please chime in with your thoughts on whatever we decide to chat about. We love hearing from you guys. Without further ado, let's open the Jordy Files. Jordy. Jordyn gets a new screen tonight.
Look at that.
Look at you. God, you're so snazzy over there.
I know.
With your mallows and your little striped shirt.
With
Oh,
your
yeah.
mallows. Y'all got a sailor theme going on.
We
I feel
do.
left out. I was not included in the entire memo.
It's okay. This was certainly a last minute change for me. So, well, not last minute. I've kind of been in this all day. You'll find out more about that later tonight.
Yeah, we're just in sync. I wore this to work today.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
We're classy.
All right, Jordyn. Well, why don't you run down our headlines?
Well, before the headlines, Brad, I have a breaking news story announcement.
Breaking news.
Yes, before
Our
the
first
headlines.
breaking news here on
Yes.
the JNC podcast. Okay.
So, as some of you may know, today we lost a legend, Dusty Hill, the bassist of ZZ Top. He passed away at the age of 72.
Wow.
And just some trivia here. ZZ Top was formed in 1969, and
gosh.
Hill joined not long after, and staying with ZZ Top for more than 5 decades, which is more than people's lives.
That's definitely been more than my life.
Yeah,
That's for
until
sure.
his death, he was with ZZ Tops, and he passed away in his sleep at his home in Houston, Texas. So I guess that's
I mean,
That's the way to go.
Yeah, no kidding. If you're gonna go out one way, I guess falling asleep one night and just going into oblivion.
Yep,
Yeah.
at your house.
Or waking up in a crystal palace somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever you believe.
Whatever
But,
happens.
But I feel like that's probably the best bet.
Yes, so he will be missed, and It's so funny because I said the same thing as you, Brad. We were both like, when we found out today at different times, different places, but then coming together, combining stories. We're like, oh, they were on the bucket list to see.
They
we
really
wanted to see
were.
them so badly.
I missed an opportunity to see them when they were touring with John Fogerty, who was on my bucket list as well. I'd love to see John play, but ZZ Top was playing with them.
Yeah, and they were just playing last year or the year before somewhere too. I thought we almost went to go see them.
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah, maybe
when
we were.
and
I think
where,
we were
'cause-
trying to go see him, then COVID
Yeah.
kind of wrecked that. But yeah, man, that's wild. 72, you know, in this day and age, 72 is pretty
That's
young
crazy,
as well.
yeah.
It's pretty young.
But
And to be in the game for that long.
50
Right.
years.
That's crazy.
So my first introduction to ZZ Top was probably in like 1998,
Right.
like rifling through my stepdad's CD collection, you know, and getting to love them. But yeah, man, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ellie and I had the same thought too. Like, they were old when we were young, but
Right.
still happening and
Literally.
relevant. Like they're
as
just
children.
timeless.
And it's so funny, man,
Yeah.
because like Billy Gibbons, for one, I know shows up very often in Jordan's Jordy Files segments, and she always calls him Bill Gibbs or
Billy Gibbs.
Billy Gibbs. So funny.
I know him personally. It's my nickname for him.
I know him personally.
Yeah, well, and since
have his
we're
blessing.
talking about celebrity deaths, we had one that we missed last week or the week before. I can't believe it slipped through the fingers, but there's another one on that list, right?
Yes, and then also Biz Markie passed away at the age of 57, which is so young.
That's real young.
Yes.
However, I can't even believe that he was that old. I always
Yeah.
remember Biz Markie from the just
so young,
just a
but-
friend video.
So young, but so
Oh,
old.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yes, he was born Marcel Theo Hall, and a larger-than-life hip-hop figure. He passed away at the age of 57, as I mentioned, known widely for a career spanning back to 1986, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
And you may
Like the
remember...
beginning of hip hop. Yeah.
Yeah, you may remember Markie from his massive 1989 hit, Just a Friend, and the official cause of death is still unclear at this time, according to his manager. Yes.
Well, Kevin McLaughlin chimed in on YouTube and he said, "Wait, what? Dusty died?" Yeah, Kevin.
Oh, yes, Kevin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be the one to
I was
break it to you.
shocked to know.
Aw.
In fact, Paul from the Drums and Rum podcast actually sent me a text message and said, "Are you including this on the show tonight?"
Look at and look
it
at
was
everyone looking out for us.
I know. Oh man, but it was
yeah, I
heartbreaking.
saw it all over my social media today.
Yeah, I've been busy today, not social mediaing, believe it or not.
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, so sail on, Biz Markie.
Yes.
All right, are you ready to
Yes.
put
let
up
me
the
introduce the hot topics for
the
this
hot
evening.
topics? Hot topics. Now, what do we got going on, Jordan?
Okay, we are going to talk about Britney Spears' conservatorship, of course, R. Kelly, new evidence, Eric Clapton and the COVID vaccine, Bennifer is back in town, Billie Eilish's new album, and maybe a few other goodies that'll be a surprise.
Yeah.
Yes.
A couple of these surprised me. I'm surprised today. I've had quite a surprise with all of these headlines this evening here on the podcast. But yeah, I guess before we get into it, Jordan, you were chewing my ear off last night at our pre-show meeting about an experience that you had to get off of your chest. So I think in good justice, is that a term?
Good justice? I mean, I feel like it's redundant.
Yes. Well, perfect.
Good.
All right. Good. I think because it's a great topic, and you were telling me about it, and I was like, I don't want to mention anything. I don't even want to say anything because I feel like we could discuss it on the show. So I was like, I'm glad you got it off your chest. I'm going to bite my tongue until tomorrow night. And here we are.
I don't even know where to begin with the
At
rant.
the beginning.
The very beginning.
Well, yes.
It's a very good place
Just
to
start at the beginning. Oh my God, is that like? I feel like it's a musical.
It is. Do re mi.
Oh yes.
Hello. Oh my gosh.
Should have had a V8.
Uncultured.
Swine. Okay, so I guess we'll just dive into it. And it's kind of, maybe it's not a hot topic, but it's a hot topic for me lately. I just feel like I need to go on a little bit of a rant about some Burger King and Dunkin' experiences.
Oh, Dunkin'.
And I'm hoping that the people of the podcast world here feel the pain. And Elly, I'm sure you will feel the pain.
You know. You know.
Yes. So I found myself asking myself,
Talk about redundant.
Due to the pandemic, going into it and then going through it and still going through it, do you think people, it would make them more humble and patient and understanding, or take a step back and be like, whoa, life is short, man. Let's all just take a chill pill, or make them more of, impatient, selfish, asshole if you want. What do we think on this? Because
You had a way more
so
hardcore.
let's hear your experience.
Oh,
you had a
okay,
way
so
more
question.
hardcore rant.
I want to hear
Yes,
the
so
dirt.
that is the ultimate question. Okay, so the other day, we'll start with the Dunkin' story because it upsets me less than the Burger King story.
But I'm sorry, I don't want to like interrupt you, but backstory, I was a GM for Dunkin' Donuts for
so you're
3 years.
fast.
So I know
we're
Dunkin'
getting an inside scoop.
in and out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So please go ahead.
Some mornings when I don't bring my own coffee to work, I stop at Dunkin' because it's en route. And lately, I want to say just as of the past 3 months, they've been doing this thing where I usually mobile order app my order and go and run in and pick it up and come out and leave. But lately, due to them being understaffed, or I don't know, maybe not wanting to just have the inside opened, they close it. And usually on the app, it won't let you order inside pickup if it's closed. But sometimes something falls through the crack and you still can order it inside, but the inside is locked. So I had to wait one day, and then it made me super late because I was like, okay, well, I've already paid. I'm already committed. I've already kind of gotten in this long ass line now. The inside is closed. And then I had to go through the whole drive through, and I was like,
And their drive-through is ridiculous
yeah.
sometimes.
And I'm like, well, shit. I mean, I'm committed to the cause now. And then I got up to the window and I asked the lady, I was like, is there a reason why the door is locked? Like, it let me mobile order and it said the inside was opened. Like, this happens frequently, like really frequently. And she's like, oh yeah, we don't have anyone coming in to run the inside till 9 a.m. And this was at 7:30 in the morning. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, you could, okay, just inconvenience everyone, to, I don't know. It just is really upsetting.
So as someone who has gone through all this trial and error, obviously things changed drastically in the restaurant world when COVID hit with curbside and mobile ordering and all this other shit. So we struggled at Five Guys with our curbside orders, and it was just an issue with something, it was brand new technology. It was a new procedure. It was a new thing that we were doing with doing curbside orders, and everything had to be packaged just right and things like that. And people would say that they were here and then they weren't here. So then it was affecting the quality of our food and things like that. And obviously Five Guys is burgers and fries. And if you've ever had takeout fries, the quality of them goes down so quickly with French
so
fries.
quickly, yeah.
Right? So we were having issues with the quality of our food and things like that. But yeah, I could see the issue with the inside ordering and things like that.
And I guess it was a bad on my part because I did not allot for the time to sit in line. Mine's a run in, grab the drink, GTFO, speed to work, to be there still 2 minutes late anyways.
And it's not just you. We've had I handled a complaint 2 days ago where the lady was super upset because she thought that we had done curbside, and our store specifically did away with curbside, but on the online app you can still order for curbside. So like people can call sometimes and they'll be like, oh, I can't come in, you know, like I like a baby in the car or whatever. And then if we have the staff, we're able to run it out to them. If we don't have the staff and we're busy, we'll be like, okay, like as soon as we can, we'll get it out to you and things like that. But it's still inconvenient to the guest. But Dunkin', I know 110%, they don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I kind of just to chime in, the way that technology has had to inject itself into the service industry to keep it afloat happens so quickly that I don't even know if it's adjusted. So to your point, Jordyn, about
Well, it's just inconsistent too. It's weird that it works.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
More than half the time. But then
to your point of the app saying that the lobby was open, you get there, the door's locked. That is something that a manager on site decided we don't have enough staff to operate this, and they close it. So, you know, it's that disconnect between technology and humans, you know, having to run it, you know, and then, you know, put fate in it or, you know, like the X factors, the variables that it's inevitable. So it is inconvenient. However, I can't squarely put blame on the staff that actually showed up to do their job, you know. And I mean, I guess it's kind of like you said, it's on you for not allotting the time.
And you know, like in staffing has been a huge thing, and like people, I feel like it's difficult for people to understand how much it changed the restaurant industry as far as like losing people and how much volume we actually went up. My store sales are up almost 40%. And we have the same amount of staff. So like they all had to step up. And thankfully at our restaurant, like our crew was willing to do that. And we didn't lose as many people as some other restaurants, you know, and me and Nick are great managers. So we retain our people. So we didn't struggle as much as some of the local restaurants, but I've been in drive-through lines for 45 minutes because they don't have the staff. You pull up to the window and it's 3 people inside. And it's just the sheer volume of orders and people. Every single restaurant is experiencing almost, you know, 1.5 of what they were doing before as far as their business and volume and stuff. And it's fast food. So all these people are making minimum wage. They're,
Right.
you know, so already the quality of the people that you're hiring is going to be lower because they're not paying that. I saw a sign at McDonald's where they were hiring crew members at $11 an hour and managers at $13. And it's like, so as a manager, I'm only going to be making $2 more an hour than a crew member. So
I mean,
you have to understand the quality of your managers are going to be down. So they're not going to care as much. Me personally, and my job, I had to learn a lot more patience and not care as much about the little things, you know, and like, and complaints like that, or like, oh, someone, you know, ordered curbside and we don't offer curbside and they're very upset. I have to learn how to handle that. And it's, you know, it sucks for the customer. It also sucks for us as well, because we don't have really control over it. It's out of our pay range. You know, we do the best we can to cater to that customer.
Well, that's kind of where I think you're going here, Jordyn, is how has it created this rift between customers and service people? Because don't get it twisted, you guys. The rift is there. You want to know why people are quitting their jobs at restaurants? Because
it's
customers are coming in and expecting some high excellence when you know the staff is at half manned, and you know, like in the sign on the door when you walk in says, "Please be patient with our staff. They're here."
Right. Yeah.
You know, but Jordyn, carry on.
Yeah. So to add on that note, Brad, I think it's amazing.
Are you piggybacking?
Yeah, piggybacking. I think it's amazing that a lot of people still just, I don't know if they don't want to work or they're comfortable not working. But for example, Vine and Barley Stewart is closing its doors in early to mid-September.
Yeah.
And I heard that Mellow Mushroom in Del Rey is closing its doors, and they've been open for 14 years. They survived the pandemic, but due to not being able to keep and get service industry people, they are being forced to close their doors, which is just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's mind blowing. It's like you made it through the pandemic, but now you can't get people to work. So you're closing, not due to something, I don't know. I just think it's wild.
It goes to show you how thin the service industry has become with staff members. It used to be, every 16-year-old kid or 18-year-old kid that was, trying to earn money while going to college or go to high school or whatever the case is, was looking for a restaurant job. But guess what? They're not anymore.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
There are other opportunities that have gone. Uber Eats.
Yeah,
these,
the food,
you're gonna have probably. I bet, Elly, if you looked into your staff that's jumped ship from your store, I bet a bunch of them got into jobs doing some sort of delivery service.
Some of them did. One of our kids, he's doing he works a main job, but he's delivering through delivery service.
Yeah, it's
on
at your
his
own
nights.
pace.
Yeah,
and that is going to become more common. Because there's more opportunities coming up, because all of a sudden everybody realized that their jobs that they have to go and sit in their office to do every day, they were able to do most of them at home.
Yeah.
In the comfort of their own home. So now people got a taste of that, and now they're going to they're trying to stay there.
I just want to, because working in the restaurant industry, I deal a lot with delivery drivers, and we have a lot of them where now that's their full-time job, right? They come in literally and have a handful of phones, and they have each app on each different phone. They're taking multiple orders at a time, and it's fucking wild, right? But if your restaurants are struggling, how long is that delivery service for your food's gonna last?
It's the butterfly effect.
Right.
Anybody seen that movie?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. But the concept is sound.
Yeah.
One thing will create a ripple that will affect things.
It's like what
forever.
came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, I don't know if that's particular where I'm going, but
Okay.
but I feel you. But yes, if something gets stifled here, it's going to affect things down the road. And including that. So if everybody jumps ship because they're tired of restaurants, they want to get into restaurant delivery because it's more convenient for them. It's at their own pace. But the restaurants go out of business. They're going to be out of business too.
Yep.
So it's all symbiotic.
Well, it's said too that a majority of the service industry is looking and considering a career change completely because they're so sick of being crapped on.
Well, that was
It's
another point too.
yeah.
I definitely want to get you to or get you through your Burger King experience first. But I definitely want to touch.
Okay, because I have a headliner from a article that pretty much sums up.
Oh, perfect.
But yes. Okay. So, oh God, which Burger King story? Honestly, I've boycotted.
First of all, why are you going to Burger King?
Okay.
Is all I want to know.
They used to be delicious. They used to actually be.
It's been years since I've been to Burger
wild
King.
to me that they are building brand new locations and expanding and have sucked more than they've ever sucked in their entire existence of being Burger King. I'm amazed.
Which one do you go to?
All of them. Any of them. I've gone to all of them and had the most awful experiences ever. So I guess the best story, if anyone wants to personally, hash it out with Burger King with me, we can do that. But the one that really grinds my gear is I wanted to try that new chicken sandwich or whatever it is. That looks amazing.
It is.
It is amazing.
It is delicious.
I finally got to have it after Brad got it. Okay, anyway, so getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, she's
I've seen TikToks. It looks delicious. I was like, I have to have this. So I went out on a Thursday at 6 p.m. like a normal dinner person would do.
That's a terrible time to go.
No one was in the drive-through line.
Okay.
No one, because no one goes to Burger King because they fucking suck.
True.
Sorry.
That is true.
And I used to be a BK girl, love the BK. So anyway,
girl. She's got a brownie
I'm a
patch
big
for
kid
it.
Now. So I went there and got my order. I was like, oh, thank God they actually have food today. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to get my chicken sandwich. Pull up to the window. This aloof, crazy teenage girl comes to the window and she's like, oh, they didn't tell me. No one tells me anything. They didn't tell me like we don't have the chicken sandwich. You have to order something else off the menu. And I was like, you let me order it, but you don't. They didn't tell me. And she's like, well, we do have them. She's like, but they're in the back in the freezer, so they're all frozen. So and instead of being like, do you want to wait 10 minutes and pull aside? We can cook you one. Anything. She was just like, you have to order something else. And I was like, well, seeing as how that's all I ordered, that's all I actually wanted. So I guess I'll go right next door to Popeyes and get the chicken sandwich there now. I don't. So she was like, yeah, I'm so sorry. And like, let me drive off. And I was like, what? Okay. So then hot pissed because this is like the fifth bad Burger King experience at 3 different Burger Kings. Oh, it gets me all flustered. So then Brad goes out after a podcast night with Von Jackson.
This was just last
week
yeah.
And hadn't had dinner. And
yeah, okay. Well, just to put it into context. So yeah, we finish up with Von Jackson and Joe Roy Jackson, which was such
amazing.
A fun show. If you guys haven't seen it, it was our very last episode. Go check it out.
Shameless plug.
But so we were all just sitting here in the lounge talking after the show, and Vaughn was like, "You want to go close someplace down?" And I was like, "Why not? Why not?" So we went to a local bar here, and we closed it down. Yeah, it's a bar that I swear I never go into, but I always end up at. Those ones.
Is it Shitty Limits?
Come on. It shall never be named.
The nameless bar, we'll call it.
But yes, and we went there, and right across the street from City Limits
is the stupid Burger King.
Is Burger King. And they just opened their drive-thru 24 hours a day.
Oh, no.
And,
so it is 2:15 in the morning at this point. Brad's on the phone with me, calls me, wakes me up out of my slumber. And he's like, oh, I'm waiting to get Burger King, or I'm in the drive-thru line. And he's like, actually, I'm parked. He's like, they're making me 2 fresh chicken sandwiches.
At least I was thinking of you.
A spicy and a regular. He's like, I got you one. I was like, oh, that's so nice. At 2:15 in the morning, I can finally have one. And he got one of each. I was like, I couldn't even get one. He gets one of each, the spicy and the regular. At 2 in the morning. I go at fucking dinner time on a Thursday. And I was like, I don't know whether to be amazed or so upset right now. And then I wanted to hate the sandwich. It was really good.
So good.
Still will never go there. Only Brad can go to Burger King.
I will say that I think it rivals Popeyes, man.
I think it's better.
If you guys out there, if you're fast food at all and you don't care about your cholesterol or your blood pressure or life in general, definitely go check out the Burger King chicken sandwich. But do it at 2:15 in the morning
because you'll get
fresh
the sandwich
and delicious.
Yeah, and they made it fresh for him. I was like, wow, what
wow.
in that? So anyway, needless to say, I was just amazed.
Yeah, that's one thing that is. This is going to sound weird, but the only consistent thing with fast food and restaurants right now is the inconsistency.
Yes.
Because you're going to have different managers, you're going to have different crew. It's pretty much whoever we can get to show up.
Well, I
work.
consistently have the same experience at Burger King.
Maybe
it's
terrible.
it's
me. Yeah.
It might be you.
It doesn't matter what time. It doesn't matter. I went to 2 Burger Kings one Sunday morning at like 9:30 in the morning, and both of them were out of breakfast. Like everything.
Wow.
They were both basically like.
So I think you need to figure out your timing.
I guess so.
Let me tell you a trade secret.
Oh my God. No one was in either line.
I go to restaurants based on the staff that I know work there.
How do you know that?
You just learn their schedule. You learn their, when
That's
they're
true.
there.
Like my Taco Bell and my McDonald's, I know when to go.
Yeah.
When the people that actually salt my fries at McDonald's are working, I go at that same time.
Oh, y'all are very invested. I don't
Well,
go that
come on,
often,
man.
and then
If
when
I'm
I
gonna
go, I'm
go-
like
Oh.
severely disappointed.
If I'm gonna go and spend money on food, I want
Yeah.
it. I want it, and not to say that it's always consistent,
Yeah.
but it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't believe both of them were out of breakfast. I was like, y'all don't have a hash brown,
And
a
another
hot
thing
cake.
too,
I
I do want to say we've had that issue at our restaurant where our trucks are whenever the hell they show up. So sometimes we'll be out of things, or we, we're getting our truck at 1:30 in the afternoon and we're in the middle of our lunch rush, so like we don't have the people on the line, so orders are taking longer, or we've ran out of like green peppers or something, that people don't normally get on their burgers, but those little things. So it's not just like, it's a whole like domino effect,
Yeah,
like
well, that's like I
we're
said,
having
everything's
issues with
symbiotic.
production. We're having issues with our truck has been out of shit for 2 weeks. We didn't have peanuts at our store, so it's like, it's not just the restaurants that are struggling. It's going to be everything. It's going to be, the distributors, the truck drivers, the restaurant, and just us being so tired of dealing with customers and their bullshit,
and
complaints.
luckily, I'm really nice to them, obviously, because I
Right.
understand, and I've worked in fast food, and it's fucking awful. So I get it. But I also just deep down wonder, especially after that girl was just basically like they were too lazy to go get the box out of the freezer and drop a chicken sandwich.
That's on management. That's poor management.
And it's
at
just
that
like I
restaurant
just
at that
have
time.
to wonder what's lazy and what's actually like out of their control.
So you posed a question, or at least to me last night. So to wrap up this rant,
sorry, that was a really long
no, it's good though. But you had a question that you wanted to pose to us or to Elly. You posed it to me, and I told you I wasn't going to answer it until tonight.
Yes.
But yeah, so
well, I said it earlier. I'll say it again. So basically, just now that we're kind of
we got the
hopefully
whole story now. Yeah,
on the other side of the pandemic or whatever you want to call it, do you find that it's made people more humble and patient, or more impatient and selfish?
I'll let you go first, Elly.
I think it's both. I think there are people that are more patient. I definitely think there's more people that are less patient. At least what I've experienced working solely in the restaurant industry and experiencing the different types of customers that we experience every day. I think people are less patient and demanding more of the restaurant industry and food industry. They're expecting excellence in a time where it's not guaranteed that we can give it. No matter what our staffing, no matter what our skills are, there's a moment where we just can't do it, and we need more patience. Anyone that's worked in the food industry, you've encountered that customer that you can tell has never worked a day of their life in a restaurant or in fast food, and they have no idea like what it's actually like, and it's shitty. Everyone can agree it's shitty to work in the food industry, but I personally love it. I love the fast pace. I love, making food and having that kind of energy around you, because you can't compare that type of energy to any other industry. Like the energy in a kitchen is fucking like bar none. It's amazing, right? So we enjoy that and we love that. But you have those customers that come in and they're worse now than they've ever been when they come in and they demand that excellence. And it's like, do you know where you're at? Like, you're paying $5 for a burger. Like, do you know where you're at?
Well, let me tell you, I'm going to give you my slice of the pie here. What I have come to understand is there are two types of people, and I agree with you, Elly. I believe that it's a split. I believe that it's both. But let me tell you the type of people that are on the not so humble side. These are the people, because they come in all shapes and sizes, ages, creeds, colors, whatever you want to call it. The people that are always late for everything they do in their lives, always in a rush, never giving themselves enough time to get to and where they need to be. They are not happy when something stifles their flow. These are people that are giving restaurant people a hard time.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, retirees or Florida trans. We're talking about Florida because we live here and this is our experience here. But retirees who, although they have tons of time, still want things done. There's a sense of urgency because guess what? You're old as hell. Okay. And we get it. We're all going to be there. God willing, really.
Right.
We'll all be there. I can't wait to be an ornery old man. Honestly, those people, I feel like you got to give them a pass. They put their time in. Ornery, assholes, whatever. If you're ancient, you get a pass in my book. Short of assaulting me or like calling, calling somebody, or don't let me catch you being an asshole to
Right.
somebody else, but you could be an asshole to me all day. So they get a pass. The people that don't get a pass are people that get up at 7:50 in the morning and they got to drive 30 minutes to be at work at 8.
Right.
And they want to stop for coffee.
Yeah.
Or breakfast somewhere, and it's backed up, or the like you said, the lobby's closed, things like this, and they throw a fit. I got no love for you. Guess what? You should wake up a little bit earlier. You should leave 20 minutes early if you know you need to stop, and you require other humans to decide your fate for that day.
Right.
And your schedule. I try to leave an hour before I need to be anywhere if it takes me 30 minutes to get there. But I get it. Things are hectic.
Yeah.
But then you have people that take their time, that go, oh, yeah, I want to stop for coffee. I better leave 20 minutes early or 30 minutes early because I never know what's going to be, that take the time to just be considerate of whoever that 18-year-old kid is baristering,
Right.
if that's a word, what they're doing, so those people are going to be humble. I'd like to count myself in that number. Like when I go anywhere, like if it takes a little bit longer than it should, or I realize that there's 2 people running a floor,
Right.
And it's a packed restaurant, like, just
like,
bring me a drink and we're going to be good, for a little while.
I've literally like sat in a drive-through for 45 minutes and then I give the restaurant a compliment on their corporate website, because even if I'm sitting there waiting for 45 minutes, like that's my choice to sit there and wait for food. I could leave. I could do whatever the fuck I want, but I choose to sit there and wait for the food. And when I get to the window, they're super nice and they're like being polite, and they give me the right order and everything is good. So like, I feel like the people that are willing to do that and understand the situation are a lot nicer and more patient and are willing to kind of take that extra step to recognize the crew and be like, you guys are doing a great job. Like, I understand it's hard. You guys are doing a great job. And we experience that a lot more too, is those people that normally would just like have a good time through the drive-thru and not say anything. They're more willing to go out of their way to say nice things, just as much as the people that are normally assholes anyways, are going to be their normal asshole self, right?
I think nowadays it's more important to outwardly appreciate people that are fucking killing it,
Someone that's making your food for you, that's feeding you, like, appreciate them. If it's good, appreciate them.
Appreciating it isn't enough. You have to outwardly show them.
Absolutely.
It sounds ridiculous nowadays.
We're seeing, that too. It's still rare, but it is coming out a little bit more, and it helps you get through the shift when you have that person that comes up and says, hey, awesome food. You guys are fucking killing it. You guys are doing great. That gives you that extra energy to get through all the other assholes.
It reminds me of a story. And I'm going to butcher it, so I want you to kind of tell it. But you told me a story about a guy that came in and like waited around for somebody to like with his food or called, but he wanted to. You didn't know what the call was going to be, but it ended up being positive. Do you remember that? Do you remember that story? I don't want to give the whole story away.
I don't remember the story.
Where the guy like called in and wanted to talk to a manager. And got on he got on the phone and he was like, I just wanted to tell you that was the best burger I've ever had.
So it was in the middle of like COVID and we were getting calls all the time, and I think it was a holiday. It may have been like Easter or Thanksgiving or something, and someone called and he was like, I want to speak to a manager. And so obviously I get on the phone and I'm like, how can I help you, blah blah blah. And he was just like, I just want to tell you guys. And I was like, oh god, here we go. And he was like, that burger was fucking slamming. And he was just like, you guys are fucking killing it. And it was like, it made my fucking night. And I told the whole crew, in his mannerisms, and it was a good time.
One act of kindness
Right.
got you guys through a holiday shift.
Absolutely. And that was all it took. You know, we were fucking jamming the whole night. We were just like
It's
buzzing off
unbelievable,
of
man.
that one compliment.
Energy is forever.
Yeah.
You know, it can't be destroyed. We can only transfer it to each other, and I mean
Yeah.
that's evidence right there.
And that was, you know, honestly, I feel like working in the restaurant industry, I've done more compliments for restaurants that I've seen struggle than I've ever done before, because I've been in the shit. Like, I
Yeah,
know
man.
what they're going through, you know, and I know that compliment. I had done one for McDonald's. I was waiting in the drive-thru for 45 minutes, but when I got to the window, literally every person I had an interaction with was so nice and just having a really good night, and the food was great, and it was hot and fresh, and, you know, I was just like, that was amazing. I waited a long ass time, and I was kind of irritated about that, but when I got the food and, like, saw the people at the window, they were amazing. And I actually got an email back from the GM of that store thanking me for the compliment. And I was
See,
like,
that's
that's
perfect.
fucking cool, you know?
So
Nice.
Jordyn, with all that insider insight, how do you feel now?
Oh, just fine.
Just fine.
Just fine.
Are you gonna give these
No.
kids a break?
No, I'm just
No.
gonna cook for myself.
Fair enough. We'll
That
get the
works
recipe
too.
for
Yeah,
the
that
chicken.
works
Yeah.
too.
No, I
We'll make-
can't. No.
Oh man.
Being on that side, I'm just like, no, I can't.
It
I
is
can't.
frustrating. It's frustrating, you know, like I've
I mean,
been
I
there
gave it,
when
like-
you're sitting there and you're waiting,
Well, I
or
gave it
like it's
5 solid hall passes, and
Yeah,
there's
right.
probably even more. 5 this year, I'd say. And I saw one kid, literally, it took him 5 minutes to open the bag of potatoes to pour. 5 minutes. I almost jumped over the counter to help him. Like, I was like, anything with some
we
kind of
hire
urgency.
whoever applies
Yeah, I'm like,
sometimes, and
dude.
it's like that. You just, it's a warm body. You gotta do what you gotta do,
my
you know?
Dear Matilda, that was
It's-
at Burger King also.
Yeah.
So,
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
But anyway,
a struggle
but,
out here.
yeah. But, appreciate all of you.
well, I'm glad that you got that rant
I do. I
out
feel
of
a little
out of
better.
your system.
Yes. Thank
Let's
you all.
let's jump into the Jordy files and tackle our very first. And I feel like we'll probably get through
I
the
might
whole
need a
show on this.
timeout soon.
Is it PP time?
It is
It's
PP time.
time.
And I'm out of drink, so.
All right.
Oh,
Well then, how about that?
BRB.
BRB. All right. Well, we'll while she's going through the curtains there,
making her grand exit.
I guess we'll dive in to our first topic of the night, which is the one and only Britney Spears, making headlines more than anybody else.
Yes.
Currently, and it's crazy. I feel like it's polarized. It's either people that are in complete support of her,
Or just trying to
people
tear
that-
her down.
or people that just don't want to see her face anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I get. That's the consensus.
I made
in
notes
the reading.
just of the headlines for like the past week's worth of articles. So I'm just going to read them all to you so
Well,
you can
yeah,
just see
so-
what we're dealing with here.
So yeah, like we could literally spend several episodes, and there are other podcasts that spend their
Yeah.
entire episodes on Britney Spears. So you should, if you want to get really in depth, you should check that out.
Yep.
We're just going to give you the cliff notes on what's going on recently, because there have been some pretty significant updates in terms of her ability to actually fight
Yes.
fight for her freedom per se.
Yes. So the most recent headlines are Jamie Lynn Spears seemingly denies sister Britney Spears paid for her Florida condo.
Oh, yes. saw that.
Yeah, Britney Spears' attorney files to remove Jamie Spears' conservator. Another one reads, Britney Spears shared bold topless pics on Instagram.
Yeah, Paul Robertson sent me that like a couple nights ago and was like, "Oh, you gotta set this up for your show next week."
Yep, free Britney and free the Tatas.
Yeah, I feel like it's a 2 for
That should
1.
be a hashtag. And then another one was Britney Spears says she will not perform under her father's conservatorship.
Yes, I saw that too. I just want to mention we have our friend Ashley Morales.
Oh,
she's tuning in on Facebook, and she said,
She's
I'm
ready
here
to serve
she
and
said, I'm
protect."
here to clarify any info. She is our resident Britney Spears conservatorship expert.
Yep.
I actually invited her to be on the episode tonight, but she's camping with her family and severely jealous.
Yep.
their photos all the time for their family camping trips are amazing.
Yes.
But yeah,
So there's
carry on. Yeah.
Oh, so there's lots you can read, but I just simply put that the hashtag Free Britney movement, as of Monday, July 26th, her lawyer was able to file a request for a new conservator of her money. So that is exciting. And also update as of Tuesday afternoon, Britney's lawyer was able to move up her court date to September instead of December. So might seem like, not the biggest move, but I think that's huge.
Yeah,
So,
well, in this article here, Matthew Rosengart is Britney's new attorney because a judge approved that she could
pick
her own attorney, and this is why this is moving so quickly now. He filed immediately for Jamie Spears, Britney Spears' father, to be removed as conservator and replaced with Jason Rubin, and Rosengart said it's an objectively intelligent preference to nominate a highly qualified professional fiduciary in this circumstance. Fiduciary. See, now you've heard that word.
That's fun. I want to be a fiduciary.
But the truth is, and you have to wonder, because nobody really knows the truth until all this comes out.
Right.
Have
any of the courtroom sessions, have they been televised? They have not, right?
There's some audio leaks.
There are
though.
some bootleg audio leaks coming out.
I listened to one. It was
But
wild.
the truth is, we're not really going to know the whole story until it's made public or whatever the case is. But what's happening right now, and we touched on it a little bit in the last couple of episodes here, is that I don't understand how a person who is able to go out and generate millions of dollars in revenue by doing their job is under a conservatorship that is funding other people's lives. The last person that was on her conservatorship deal or committee or whatever the case is, was trying to figure out how to give themselves raises,
right?
Because she was doing the Vegas shows. So I did make a little note here.
Well, I think it's important to just remember too. It's not like which makes it even just more ridiculous in a sense. She's not trying to do away with the conservatorship.
Right.
She just doesn't want her dad.
And that speaks
She wants a
volumes
professional
of what's happening.
Well, let me just give you the definition. For those of you that don't know, let me just give you the definition of a
that's good.
conservatorship. It is also known as a guardianship. It's a legal mechanism set up for people the court deems unable to manage their affairs. So I don't understand how a woman that can go and generate money doing what she does for a living, huge amounts of money, is unable to manage their affairs.
I think because
as far as I'm concerned, that person, Britney Spears, should just be sitting at her house on a couch watching reruns of Golden Girls,
right,
for the rest of her life under this particular idea.
So the conservatorship started after pretty much like her breakdown.
She had a meltdown, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that
we established, because you weren't here, but we established a couple weeks ago that per Ashley,
she has some
the pro.
She said that she was kind of maybe not coerced, but in order for her to see her children, because they were taken away,
right?
Signing the conservatorship, the judge said that was a step towards getting your shit together.
She was taken advantage of.
And
she was in a vulnerable position. Her mental health was compromised, and the people that didn't have the best intentions for her, or maybe
the thing is, I think
weird
this
intentions.
I believe that this is a progressive thing.
Right.
I think that initially was done because she needed somebody to take the pressure off of her.
Right.
Right. But now this is 13 years that this has been going on. Yeah. Under the guise of you could see your kids if you let us help you.
Right.
But is that the case anymore? And Jamie Spears not giving any quotes at all.
Right.
Just his representatives, just his lawyers giving out.
It's fishy.
It's so fishy. And not to say that I think she's sane or that
she's definitely not sane.
You know what I mean?
But
at the
who
same
is?
Time,
for real.
At the same time, there needs to be some other arrangement. And that brings me to another point, a story that I read. There are politicians across the aisle getting involved in this case, looking into future legislation to avoid this from happening again. Because guess what? It's what I said from the beginning. The headlines that are happening here is going to affect other people that don't have the spotlight, that are in similar situations.
Yeah.
You know, trust fund babies, whatever. You know what I mean? Like they're getting drained by other people because they can't handle their life. Right. So this is Charlie Crist, Florida representative for a time. Elizabeth Warren, Ted Cruz, and Nancy Mace. These are Democrats and Republicans coming together saying this is bullshit. So if you want some bipartisanship in your life, because we could all use it, they are coming together to focus on. If we can't come
together for anything else, let's come together for Britney.
Right?
Can I get an amen?
Amen. Hallelujah.
But yeah, you know, so this is not just something that's happening in the media. This is something that legislators are now taking note of. So I think there's a lot of pressure on this judge.
Well, once you get into a conservatorship like that, it is so difficult to get out of it because, you know, like it's so hard to prove that you are capable of doing that on your own if you want to be completely out of it. And it's even harder to like prove that someone is incapable of doing that for you because they already think that you're incapable. So if you're saying that someone else is incapable of it, you know, like it's a very delicate situation when it comes to something like that and mental health and, you know, what you are actually capable as a person, because you may feel capable one day, but then the next day you're not, you know. So I think she's going about it the right way in trying to achieve this. Like, you haven't heard much negativity from her, and like I follow her on Instagram and everything's positive and fucking rainbows and shit and her dancing all the time, you know, like, so she's doing exactly what she needs to do, and it's gonna take time.
I have a question about that, and maybe it'll kind of lead us towards the light at the end of this tunnel, because we could literally sit here all day. But before I ask that, Ashley Morales had some comments there. If you want to read them off, Jordyn.
Oh yes, well she said that in regards to the Jamie Lynn Florida condo. She said that the condo in Destin is owned by Britney, and Jamie Lynn vacations there all the time. They had the locks changed this week. I don't know who they is. I asked her for clarification on the they.
I have the story here.
Oh, you do? And then as far as the lawyer filing for her father to be removed, she said it was a huge move. He filed a 129-page request to have her father removed. Can you imagine? 129 pages. That's crazy.
So in the story, Jamie Lynn is quoted as saying, "I don't own a condo, and I can assure you that no one has ever bought me a place at the beach because I prefer my beach vacations at the Ritz." Anyway, and she captioned that in a series of images of her family on vacation. The truth is, like, there's clearly some sort of sibling problems going on, and like I said, I don't know who's right or wrong.
Right.
We don't know either.
You're just kind of following the breadcrumbs at this point.
Yeah.
You know, which is fascinating. The story is fascinating to me. You know, like it seems like kind of cheesy in a pop world. But like the story itself is fascinating. How somebody that was at the absolute top of the world is now in shackles in her own life.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see what this new attorney, this private attorney that she was able to hire on her own accord, without her father overseeing it, which was crazy to me. Her father got to approve whether who was representing her,
right.
And furthermore, her estate paid for his lawyer to combat it, which we saw in that documentary. It's just it's insane to me, which I guess is a fun word to use in this whole story.
Ashley also said that her Instagram is a company. A company called CrowdSurf, and it's not her posting. They, I guess, post on her behalf or post.
Well, regardless,
dancing,
I mean, she is obviously literally doing these things and submitting them to be posted, which is fine. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Lower class people like us, we have Hootsuite,
I use Hootsuite all the
which does
time.
exactly the same thing.
Oh, you fancy.
Yeah, we submit our
I
posts.
still
and-
post my own things. How lame.
but anyway, yeah, like I totally get it. But my point to you before we move on to the next topic
Yes.
is, or the question I pose to you is, do you think that her Instagram is doing more good than harm, or vice versa? And or I guess, do you think that it's a cry for help? Because some people are claiming that it's a cry for help. It's like a secret cry for help. So there's conspiracy theorists that are like pointing out things in each, like she's some sort of secret genius
Right.
that knows how to put all of these secret like national treasure codes into her her Instagrams.
I was actually thinking about this earlier today, and I was wondering, I was like, for someone that, if we say she is not stable enough to take care of her own affairs, is all the pressure from the public, with the free Britney, hashtags and everything like that, and everyone kind of saying, like, oh, she's being held captive and blah, blah, blah. Is that influencing her decisions negatively? Or is that influencing her decisions just in general, and pushing her to go through with this? And we don't know. No one knows what's going on behind the fucking curtains right now.
Well, that's what I mean. And that was my point from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Since we started talking about it on the show, is we don't know. So it's all speculation.
We don't know the
It's
whole story.
fascinating.
No one knows the whole
Yeah,
story.
it's fascinating. I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah.
And every little nugget that comes out of the news is
Right.
like, sustenance
Right.
to the story. But my whole heart believes that her father, all she asked is for her father to not be involved.
Which is
And he is fighting. Why is he fighting
right? And
so hard?
that is the biggest
He wants that shmoney.
concern.
But
Like
if it's money, then then come out and say it's money.
right.
Why would he do that?
Well,
Right?
and,
Well,
and you
but,
have
like-
to think like she may. We all know she's not, completely stable. It's Britney Spears. She's wild. She's crazy, right? So, yes, she is unstable to a point, but she's stable enough to say, I don't want him as my conservator. And that should mean something.
The fact that she says, this is my life. I'm a human being. I can
Absolutely.
write on a piece of paper. I can dress myself
Right.
mostly.
Well, and
but
if,
like, she could do all these things.
well, and
she
if you
could earn
watch,
money.
She can perform in Vegas.
She could
you
do all
know?
these things. She can earn. She can generate millions of dollars in revenue.
and if you watch, and you don't know what's coerced or not, but if you watch anyone who's known her from a young age, her old manager, who was one of her good friends, X, Y, and Z people, no one across the board liked her dad and straight up said her mom went with her to everything. Her dad could have cared less if she went to this, did this,
Right.
never went to anything, wasn't involved with either one of them, really. But then, of course, so now he's all up in
He's
the
just got
business.
an untrusting
Well,
face.
Yeah,
I'll tell
that
you what,
too. He looks a
we're
little
going-
slimy.
He looks like a mouse.
little wormy.
We're going to. We're definitely going to keep an eye on the story. We'll keep updated. We'll keep talking about it here on the show.
And
I'm
nothing but good
very,
vibes to Britney because she's
Seriously, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the whole. I'm very interested to see the dynamic that her dad. Like, how do you defend this?
Right.
And it's all going to come out now because now it's not a court-appointed lawyer. This is somebody that she's able to hire, former prosecutor. I think shit's going to get done, and
Go get him.
yeah,
Right.
I'm going to go get him.
Yeah.
So let's move in to a complete opposite.
I was going to say, I hate going into
let's
this.
let's talk a whole lot of shit about R. Kelly.
Oh,
Fucking. As if we all didn't hate R. Kelly already.
right.
Yeah, let's
Also with a mouse face.
yeah.
Yeah, doesn't he just have that? He just has
Let's
that creep look.
read us the headline again,
So the
Jordan.
headline reads, prosecutors say they will have evidence of more abuse and bribery in the R. Kelly case. So R. Kelly is currently facing 22 federal charges in two separate states, New York and Illinois, Federal prosecutors are seeking to have evidence of what they say are more alleged but uncharged crimes committed by R&B singer R. Kelly. The allegations include the abuse of teenage girls and women dating as far back as 1991. It's a wild story, so you all really need to check it out, or don't, because it's really kind of...
Yeah,
I know what the answer is for him, but no one's going to like it, so...
Yeah, well.
Or what I'd like to do to him.
Yeah, Jordyn told me earlier that she'd like his wiener chopped off.
Yeah.
So
it'd solve all the problems.
It would
I mean,
solve-
it wouldn't take it away, but, going
Yeah.
forward.
So the story reads that federal prosecutors are seeking to have evidence of what they say are more alleged but uncharged crimes committed by R&B singer R. Kelly. He admitted at his upcoming trial in New York, or that the charges be admitted, or the evidence rather. The allegations include the abuse of teenage girls and women dating back as far back as 91, like
My
you said.
whole life.
Yeah. And the sexual abuse of a 17-year-old boy. Physical abuse, hush payments, and bribery. This is incredible to me, you guys. And they say, even in the story, that the alleged bribery goes back, or is recent as 2019, just a couple of years ago. So, I guess he's locked up in Brooklyn right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe some jail justice might, serve itself.
Hope
I
he
guess.
gets the broom.
And what's crazy is we were talking about it before we went on air here. But I forget who did the interview with him. But he was completely irate. He stood up and was like, "I'm fighting for my life," and it just so much evidence is just coming out against you. It's unbelievable. And I guess everybody has their right to defend themselves. So we'll see how it plays out.
But you can only defend yourself so much when there's video evidence.
Yeah,
of
that's
you
tough to
actually peeing on an underage girl. Like,
Yeah.
There's only so much you can fight with that.
I mean, and I guess the biggest thing goes back to, like the whole Aaliyah story. Like that to me is the biggest scandal that was brushed under the carpet because he was so pivotal in launching her career. But like the story here says that in '94, R. Kelly had one of his associates pay an Illinois state employee $500 to create a fake ID for Aaliyah, who was 15. And so that he could propose and marry her. Because he thought that she was pregnant.
Sicko.
15 years old. He thought she
Sicko.
was pregnant. Like, it's just wild. I mean, there's, I don't know. It's
Well, there's a special spot in the Brooklyn and Chicago prisons for him.
yeah. So don't necessarily want to give a whole lot of spotlight to R. Kelly, but I really hope, I think that it's important to talk about the fact that he's getting the book thrown at him, and that evidence is mounting against him because he needs to be locked away forever.
Yeah, hopefully that whole trial ends in justice for
22 counts.
Yeah, justice
Unbelievable.
for the the innocent people that had to deal with his nasty ass.
Yeah. Next up on the list, because I'm done talking
Moving.
about
Get him off the
on.
screen.
talking about is Eric Clapton is making news.
Yeah.
He is a hero of mine and many others, I'm sure. As you know, earlier this year, our boy Eric Clapton had a pretty adverse reaction to the COVID vaccine that he took. And so now he's making headlines saying that he will not perform in any venue that requires audience members to be vaccinated against COVID-19. And he was referring to an announcement from British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who stated that starting in September, people will have to provide proof of COVID-19 vaccinations in order to go to venues and nightclubs. This is something that's actually coming to a head in San Francisco. I also read today. They are talking. I think it was 50 nightclubs. It was either 50 or 5.
Isn't that a HIPAA violation?
You'd think so, right? So it's good to know that Eric made his statement through social media accounts of the London-based Italian architect and film producer Robin. Oh, we're not going into that. Graziati. That sounds about right.
Sounds nice.
Who has allegedly spoken out against vaccines as well. As I mentioned in May, Clapton said that he experienced a severe reaction to the AstraZeneca vaccine and that he was afraid that he would never play again. He said he was also inspired by another musician turned anti-vaccine, and that is Van Morrison. So, not to say, and don't get it twisted, celebrities are not the end-all, be-all for me. You know, if a celebrity says do it, I'm probably going to think twice.
Right.
If they say don't do it, I'm probably going to think twice.
Right.
You know, but this is a guy who had a severe reaction, and now his livelihood is called into check because he can't play venues, or people can't come to his venues unless they show their papers. And we know what road that leads down.
Yeah,
and,
we've been there before. We've all read our history books.
Yeah, so I will stand behind his thought process with the knowledge that he had a personal experience. You know, I'm not saying it's a blanket statement or that needs to change legislation. However, I completely understand his thought process, because if my livelihood and my passion was
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
Do you think he's doing it because he had that experience, or do you think he's doing it because it's the right of the people to not have to disclose their medical information?
You'd have to ask Eric Clapton.
Right. Let's get him in the studio.
You know, the truth is,
I think it's all the above. And I thought I read that he is like an anti-vaxxer person.
Could be.
I think.
You know, and
I don't really know for sure, but
I'd have to look that up.
But the thing is he went out and got it.
Yeah.
You know, like.
He did his part.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, and he had a, you know, and that's the thing.
So
man,
he understands wanting it, not getting it.
The thing is, he went out and did it. He had a bad reaction. It scared the shit out of him. And now the government of England is saying that his fans who choose not to get vaccinated can't go and see him perform.
Right.
Because without showing their papers at the door.
Right.
The implications of that is tremendous. So like I said, what makes it hit closer to home is that there is things happening in California that are along the same lines. Those clubs that are saying you have to show either your vaccination or a negative COVID test,
right, to
enter these clubs and lounges.
I just want to ask you guys a question. You can answer or not, and same with anybody that's in the chat too. Do you think that is something that we should allow? Like, is that you have to show this part of your medical history or something that has been injected inside of you? Do you have to show proof of that to be allowed into a establishment or to be allowed on a plane or to go on a cruise? Like, do you think that is ethical as a society?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
So you have me on a fence. As a business person, I believe that a business has every right to allow or not allow somebody into their business. It's their business, right? Do I think at the same time we should also have a choice? You know, if they turn us away, we could go anywhere else. What's happening in California is these places are banding together as a movement to alienate people that decide to either, and this is not just people that aren't vaccinated. These are people that just choose not to let people know or be private about their medical things.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can have, you know, like nobody says you can't come in here because, you know, unless you show me that you're free of AIDS.
Right.
You know,
or like, have you gotten the measles vaccine, which like is 100% death, you know, like.
So, you know, like these are things, it's the dangerous line that's being walked is that, And I swear to God, you guys, right after this, we're getting into some like lighter hearted news.
Yes.
Then we're gonna take a break. But but the line that's being walked here is I feel like I lost my choo-choo train. The line
I'm thinking Johnny Cash walked the line.
the line that's being walked here is personal privacy
Mhm.
and public safety.
Yeah.
And it's being gray areaed to be the same thing, and that's not fair.
It's not.
And you know that's going to become a problem because now it's like a fad.
It is a fad.
And
it's such a fad.
And the problem is this fad is infringing on your rights.
Mhm.
And you still have the choice to say, okay, well, if you're not going to let me in, I'll just go home.
Right.
But what happens when you can't leave your home anymore?
Right.
You know? So, you know, try to keep your freedom, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, try not to completely give everything up because you're scared.
Not to dismiss the severity of
course not.
Of COVID-19, because we all are aware that it has taken lives, that it is very serious, you know, but so is the common flu. People die from the common flu. People die from colds, you know, and just like there's a lot of illnesses out there. Viruses are constantly changing and things like that. But isn't it slightly suspicious that this has gone so far over something that has like, what's the survival rate of COVID-19?
99%.
99%. And we're banning people from establishments because they won't show us their card.
The thing is, I'm okay.
You know?
I'm okay with people owning businesses saying, I don't want you here if you're not vaccinated. I don't want you here if you're sick.
There's companies that are not allowing people to come into work without it.
I don't care. I don't care about private industry. The minute the government gets involved and says, now we're blanketing the rules,
right?
That's when I'm going to be upset.
Yeah.
Until then, ban me from wherever you want. I don't care. Ban anybody you want.
I feel that.
You know, private industry, put your business out of business if that's what you feel like you need to do. But when the government gets involved, that's when my tune changes.
Yeah.
Private people can do what they want. And in America, that's what we're here to do.
Absolutely.
You don't want to bake me a cake.
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, and if somebody does care and they want to fight it in the courts, good. Go win your case. I don't care.
Right.
You know, that's what this is all set up for.
Yeah.
You go and you fight your battles with the justice system behind you.
Right.
You have a system in place to help you beat the man. It's what America was founded on.
Yeah.
But when the man says, "Nah, we're squashing all of that,"
right?
It's
it becomes
becomes
alarming.
dangerous.
Then. Yeah.
But
Paul said we should talk about the Catholic Church next.
all right, moving on into the Catholic Church.
Oh, goodness.
But no, Eric Clapton. All right. Next up on the list here, Jordyn, what do we got?
All right, everyone. Bennifer, you've been waiting a long time.
Oh, my goodness.
Is back on again. Ben Affleck and J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, are spotted together again as he whisks her off for a romantic getaway in Montana. No, I'm just kidding. Montana. 17 years after their split.
I was just about to ask how long it was.
Years?
Isn't
yeah,
that
17
fucked?
years.
Holy shit.
How
long?
are we?
How long do you think this is gonna last? I don't think it's gonna last very long. I think it's a fling.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna last very long.
Yes, so as if things couldn't get more unpredictable, Bennifer is back together, and she was spotted. Spotted places together recently. J-Lo was just spotted on Monday by paparazzi wearing a Ben necklace after celebrating her birthday together. We got the photo.
It's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were celebrating her birthday together. She must be the Jenny to his Block. See what I did there? And yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
I don't really think we need to spend a whole lot of time on this.
Yeah,
I
definitely think it's a
like we're back in
rebound for Jen. Definitely a rebound.
17
And
years?
he is just desperate for any affection.
17 years. What does that put us at?
100.
What year did Ben Affleck?
2003?
Oh my
Wait.
God.
No, 2004.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, too
early
long ago.
2000s.
You go
Yeah.
that far back and it's just not worth it anymore. All right.
I don't even think that was this lifetime.
It was
I
like
don't-
not even 2 weeks
Oh,
after
Lord.
she broke up with A-Rod, though.
Well, we'll follow the story. What do we got
Yeah,
next?
we're interested in their love life. Next on the agenda, Billie Eilish breaks Apple Music record before her album releases. Billie is set to release her second studio album, Happier Than Ever, on July 30th, and has become the most pre-added album in Apple Music history, with over 1,028,000 fans eager to get the LP in their ears first. She said that it's nuts, and she hopes it does not disappoint.
Well, that's the thing, man. That's 1,028,000 pre-ads on Apple Music.
That's
She made
crazy.
Apple
Alone.
Music history.
And guess what? She's breaking a record. Her own record from
Right.
her debut album in 2019. She set the record
She's
for
killing it.
for Apple Music pre-saves or pre-ads is what they're calling it. And she broke her own record for this record. And let me and in fact one of her songs is spinning on JNC radio. You guys can check it out.
Ooh.
Your Power is the song that's on there. I'm asking a question.
Is that the one?
But yes,
You make
Your
the
Power.
question.
Is that the one I put on there?
And let me, full disclosure, was not a huge Billie Eilish fan. Was not super stoked on her music. It didn't resonate with me.
She's okay.
But
she grows
but
on
that
you.
single was better, and then kind of just getting to know her personality a little bit.
Ocean
helped.
Eyes is an amazing song by her.
And that's way
I
back.
love that song.
That's way back.
And can we just all agree that this blonde look is just so much better for her than
I mean,
that reverse skunk
it's-
thing? that
It
was-
sucks that she's like crying
Is
on
she-
this
oh,
photo,
over here?
but that's from
She's
her
always
album cover.
crying.
Yeah,
It's
but
Billie
just-
Eilish.
This is go with that girl. Yes.
So I just want to give like mad respect though to Billie Eilish because she pretty much grew up in the spotlight, and now that she is a woman, there's a lot of people giving her a lot of shit online,
Yeah.
and she's taking that
Aw.
shit in stride.
What are they saying about Billie?
It's just a lot of, like body shaming, and saying like, oh, she's changed since she was a child. Like, yeah, of course
Yeah,
she's
obviously.
changed from the time she was 14 years old.
That never
But-
happens.
Well, the thing is, and I believe that it was it Esquire? I forget the magazine that she was on the cover of. But she donned this look,
Yeah.
with some
She
some
was in
underwear.
lingerie and stuff. Yeah.
But guess what, man? She's a grown up. She's a
Right.
grown up, and
Yeah.
she's a girl, and she could do that kind of stuff. And if she doesn't want to have green hair anymore, and she wants
Right.
to be a blonde and
Yeah.
pretty, like, more power to you.
Absolutely.
And I feel like the title of her record is kind of a spin onto that. Happier than
she
ever.
is handling that shit like a fucking boss,
Yeah.
though. She's owning it, and and like I've read some things where she talks about it, and obviously, anyone that's going through that and has grown up in that spotlight, and now all of a sudden she's more popular than ever, right? So
Right.
obviously, with all of that is going to be a lot of scrutiny and a lot of negative feedback from people in the world, and a lot of bad tabloids and shit like that.
Yeah.
But she's still doing her fucking music and she's fucking killing it. So like amazing.
Well,
I'm a huge fan.
We got a couple comments. Ashley says on Facebook, she says, I think it's a publicity stunt.
That was
And,
about Jennifer.
and
Oh,
Jennifer and
it could
Ben.
be.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing a movie together.
Oh, maybe.
No, I think they're just
And Paul
Doing their
Robertson
thing.
said she looks a little like Scarlett Johansson, I'm assuming. And
Yeah.
I
I
can
can
agree
see that.
with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny.
I was
man.
thinking Scarlett O'Hara, and I was
Like-
like, I don't see that.
No. Wow.
I'm
Let's
100.
go back to 100 years ago.
but no, she's killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
No, I'm
killing it.
excited to see. I'm excited to hear the whole record, and
Yeah.
and maybe we'll talk a little bit more about it when it happens. What's next?
That was all the big headliners, but I have plenty of other information. I really, really wanted to touch on Sympawnies.
I know you've been talking about.
Or Sympawnies.
I want to hear about it too.
Hold on. Word vomit. Let me.
All right, I tell you what.
Sympawnies.
We're gonna
take a break.
We're gonna talk about Sympawnies,
Let Jordan get
What
her
did I
shit
even
together.
say?
and then we'll take a break, and then we'll play some games with our people
What
tuning
did I
in.
even say?
But yeah, let's talk about Sympawnies.
Oh
You
my
guys,
God, what's wrong with me?
Ellie, this was specifically curated for you.
We
Oh
may,
my
we
God,
may
it's
get
a
you
cat.
one
So this
for
is
Christmas.
this is a composer. Let me find the story here.
I have it here, Brad.
Do you?
Oh wow.
Tell me all about
all.
it. Tell me all about it.
Okay. Created by Jerusalem-based musician Noam Oxman, he creates pet
Fuck with that
portraits.
name.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Power name.
Yes. Mr. Oxman. He creates pet portraits in the form of sheet music. Pretty cool, eh?
Amazing.
When asked, he said he created Sympawnies to combine his love of music, animals, and drawing. Each piece ranges from 30 seconds to 3 minutes and can be played by scanning a QR code at the bottom of the artwork. 20% of the profits from Sympawnies are donated to feed and rescue stray cats.
Isn't
Isn't he amazing?
Now-
Check out Sympawnies on
donate
Facebook
all my money.
You guys,
and or Instagram for more information. This is fascinating.
you didn't think that we were just going to give you the story and then not give you a sample
Yes.
of what this.
Play the kitty.
So literally, this guy scores music, and it's very short. But
Play the
it's an entire orchestra playing this cat portrait,
That's
and we have it for you here.
amazing.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Like I said, it's very short. But,
That's okay.
But this is the actual. Okay, check it out.
That is amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Mind blown.
Oh my god.
Give him all your money, folks.
No
Yeah.
kidding. Oh my god. Yeah,
That's
Sympawnies.
brilliant.
Yep.
All right.
I love every bit of that.
Right. Every second of that. All right, you guys. Listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to fill up our drinks. When we come back, we're going to do we're going to very quickly do Name That Tune, and then we're going to get to our Chubby Bunny challenge. We're running a little bit late. As I mentioned, we're working on a new format tonight, and we hope you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for chiming in and playing along with us here and giving us your opinions. But yeah, we'll be right back.
I'm gonna tell the truth. Everyone please try to keep an open mind. And I swear that I'm not trying to start some kind of fight. I'm only asking, will you help me understand what it is you think you're right, what it looks like down the line? Have you thought this through? I'm just trying to help, I'm not trying to be rude. When I think of you and what you've said before, then I see you running like you're running from a war. You always say you're gonna do it and do it and do it, and then you don't. I'm only asking, doesn't all of that get old? You know you still have time. All of that is in your mind, those things that you can't do. This is just how I am, I'm not trying to be rude. Oh, 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 no, no. I know I'm only making me sound like an ass, but I'll do it if it helps you learn at last. It's not over, it's not over, it's not over, it's not over, over, it's not over. over, it's not over, over, it's not over, over, it's not over, over, it's not over. I'm gonna tell the truth. Everyone please try to keep an open mind. Then I swear I'm not trying to start some kind of fight. I'm only asking, will you help me understand why it is you think you're right, what it looks like down the line? Have you thought this through? I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help. I'm not trying to be rude.
Yeah, deal, James. Our guest just a couple of weeks ago. Love you. He was just in town, and we had an opportunity to go out and see him play. I got to see him play a couple of times at Vine and Barley, which we talked about. That's closing down, unfortunately.
I can't believe that's closing down, like for good.
Yeah.
The one in downtown
In
Stewart.
Stewart,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That we've
That's
been there
crazy,
before.
though.
But yeah, they are closing
Such a
down.
good venue.
Yeah, it seemed so random. I was like, it came out of nowhere. Maybe
Yeah,
it
well,
it
I mean,
seemed like it
the
did. I don't
story
know.
is that the downtown obviously is a hot market, and they jack the rent up,
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
and so it becomes a problem.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to pay $15 for a glass of wine there. So
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, we're gonna get you involved here out there in the live world. You know what's crazy though is, these will not be the Name That Tunes moving forward will not be available in the re-uploads. So you're only going to get to see it live and participate live, just because we violate a million copyright problems every time we do this. So in
Rebels.
the effort in an effort to keep ourselves viable, we will be eliminating the Name That Tune, but we still want to play it with our live players. We're gonna get right into Mallow World.
Oh dear.
So the ladies have already separated their Mallows into. Normally, I would have put a graphic together for this challenge, but I think it's completely ridiculous. So
It will be enough of a graphic, I think.
yeah. It's not necessarily a heat challenge, but this is gonna be pretty good. So I do want to say that the world record for fitting these jumbo mallows into a human mouth is 44 currently. This is Guinness Book.
Amazing. What do you think the technique is? You think you go for like back?
I think
the
you have to.
cheeks?
I
Do
think you have to
just
go.
stuff?
I think you have to go with the squirrel technique.
Yeah.
I think you just have to like.
You gotta stuff them cheeks.
You
Stuff the
gotta
cheeks
stuff them
first.
cheeks.
Okay.
All right. So we have a very special game wheel that we're gonna put up for the Chubby Bunny. Chubby Bunny, by the way, I'm not sure if this is what it's officially called, but I remember it from like some former Girl Scouts. We won't get into all that.
Oh my God. Yeah, what a weird thing to say.
It sounded better before I started saying it out loud. So we're gonna spin
Brad
the wheel.
used to be in the Girl Scouts.
We're gonna see who goes first. They're gonna set the bar for the rest of us to beat here on the Jams and Cocktails podcast. So here we go. We're gonna spin the wheel.
Damn it.
Jordy.
Oh, it's the Jordy Files.
No. I've done enough tonight, folks.
Stuff them cheeks, Jordan.
Squirrel it.
All right, baby.
Squirrel friends.
So we have dual purpose bowls there tonight. So they're holding them currently, and then they're probably going to be the removal bowls as well when you're done.
I was really excited about this, and now the moment's here, and I'm kind of.
Yeah. Now you're gonna have to live your best life.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Get
funny?
in there.
Okay.
All right, you guys.
Here we go.
Ready? Drum roll.
1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6. Oh, stop laughing. You're fucking her up. That's 6.
Get in there.
7.
Oh no! It came out.
Come on. You go for 8. You got 8.
8.
Elly, you are certified in CPR and Heimlich.
I am.
Good.
CPR.
9. That's 9.
10. Oh,
Oh no!
all right. 10 is Jordan's. Jordan's can't laugh.
I'm just kidding. 10. Okay.
You can't laugh. There's so much saliva on those.
I know. Rose, I thought I was going to die at one point.
That's 1/4. That's 1/4 of the world championship. Sort of.
Oh, those are powdery.
Oh, that's amazing.
All right. So she got 10 in there, right?
Okay.
10. All right.
10. Yeah,
Are you sticky?
I kind of touched myself here. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. We're gonna spin the wheel again. Hopefully, it's not the Jordy files again.
I'm ready. I'm tying my
she
hair
left-
back. I'm ready.
She left the room.
She's gone.
Gone. All right. Here we go. Oh,
Fair enough.
it's Elly.
All right, so I have to be 10
You got to be 10 or 44 if you want to be the world
44,
champion.
Yeah.
Nice. That was a smart move. You didn't bring me one, did you?
I think speed is in our favor.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Do
definitely-
I have a
Do you think
timer?
that they expand somehow?
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah, I think with saliva they probably get bigger.
All right.
You gotta shovel them.
That's
in.
what she said.
Okay, are we ready?
I'm ready.
I don't want to eat one.
1. Oh. 2. 4. Is that 4? 5. Oh my God. 5. 6. Oh my God. You
can't laugh.
Come on, speed is the key, right? No! Oh my God.
It's such a small mouth. How did you fit 10 in there, Jordan?
Well, it was hard. I thought I was going to die for a few
God, I was like suffocating.
They kind of, with the saliva, though, they melt a little bit.
Oh my
so-
God.
But yeah, no, I did. It was concerning for a moment
There's
there.
no way. There's no way. There was no more
Did
room.
you do the cheeks?
I tried.
I could do it better.
Oh my God.
Dang.
If anyone is trying this at home,
Yeah. Let us
you
know.
will be surprised.
It is. Yeah, it was surprising. Yeah.
I also have my dual purpose bowl. All right.
You only got to get 11.
So 10 is
Oh
the
my
number to
God.
beat. Yeah.
That was crazy. What did I get to? 6?
6.
That's pretty good. That's where I wanted to give up.
My
I was
teeth
like,
got in the way.
That's
what
true.
she said.
Yeah.
Oh no. What do they call that? Raking?
Oh, man.
I hope
Oh no.
I hope nobody under 18 is listening.
Oh no.
Anyway.
And he made me buy 2 bags of marshmallows.
I know. He's like, get 4
Thinking
bags.
we were gonna
I
fit like
thought-
100 in our
We
mouth.
can each do a bag in our mouth.
I thought that you guys were going to be bigger contenders. I'm going to be honest.
Wow, damn.
Okay. All right.
Have you
All right,
seen our
show us how
mouths?
it's done.
Ready? Oh, that's a joke. There we go. Somebody keep track.
Got it.
1,
1,
2, 3,
3. You can't chew them.
4, 5,
Oh, my God.
6, 7. It looks like he has none in his mouth. 8.
8,
Okay. So he's already beat me. 9.
9. Oh, he's
Yeah,
got
he's
this.
going. There's going to be at least 14 in there.
Yeah.
What is that, 9? 10? 10? 11. It gets uncomfortable, right? His face is
It feels like you're
12.
Your throat's going to close up. Oh. You had good technique, though. I
All
saw
right.
the pushing. The pushing was good.
12. Right. It took a lot, man. Yeah.
Was there a napkin?
Oh, it kind of fell.
Delicious.
Oh, my God.
Where'd it fall to?
I'm still amazed that you all got 10 in your mouth.
What, was that 11 or 12? What was
12. You got it for 12.
it? Yeah! Ba-da-da-da-da.
Wow. 44. Could you imagine?
44. 44.
Did the person live afterwards, or
right?
did they
Like I
choke
feel
to
like you would
death?
suffocate.
Yeah, I thought.
Thick.
Yeah,
They're thick boys.
yeah.
That's a world record. 44 of those fuckers. And I'm going to be honest, I've never done that before. That is not as easy as it appears.
It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's like putting cotton balls in your mouth.
I imagine though that there's a there's probably a pretty solid, I don't know, formula to how you maybe put them in there and
Yeah.
compress them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think if I practiced, I could probably do better. Let's revisit this competition.
Yeah.
We'll,
Oh God.
we'll revisit this competition.
And I have to imagine maybe if you did them like this way instead of,
Yeah, there's definitely a
I
technique.
don't know. Yeah, I feel like
to
Well, I
you
it.
guys
did.
something.
I put them like the long way, and then I kind of like shoved them back and like squished them a little
Yeah,
bit.
there's a technique. I just shoveled them into my
Yeah,
mouth.
same.
That is
There
not
was
the
no
right technique.
organization at all.
Paul
for
Robertson
us.
said, "Hey Brad, what are you doing later?" Funny guy.
Oh, and crickets.
And crickets. And Ashley said they just practice a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do. Anyway,
Jordan's gonna come home and
Yeah.
Brad's just shoveling marshmallows in his mouth.
oh my gosh,
Oh, that was intense. Yeah.
that was not bad. Well, you guys, we're gonna take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll come back and not sure exactly what we're doing. We're gonna come back with our midweek motivation, and then we'll probably wrap this whole joint up with our shameless plugs. So don't go away. We'll be right back. Maybe. Here we go. Promise.
This is go back to the album, the new album. This is the first track. Let's do that. This is called Tell the Truth.
Love it.
I've been kicked down, been rolled around, been beat up, but I'm never gonna be nobody's fool. I've been cheated on, been strung along, but I'm never gonna let it be why I sing the blues. I've hit the wall, been down on luck, thrown in the towel, and I got nothing more to lose. Shame me once, and lie, blame you, but to never stop the devil for going and collecting his dues. Do you get some kind of satisfaction just to be somebody else's distraction? Oh, tell the truth. Now I'm no sucker, but I raise my fist when it seems like I just stepped in a big pile of dirt. Not a penny to my name, well, I'm sick of this game. When you're stuck in the middle, gotta find a way to make it work. Drugs all over my head. Don't waste it all, cause you know it's a crying shame. Well, that was fun, but when all is done, I swear that devil's never gonna forget my name. Do you get some kind of satisfaction just to be somebody else's distraction? Oh, tell the truth. Yeah, tell the truth. I've been locked up and loaded down. Gotta change my ways cause I know I'm going down fast. When you dance with the devil, your chances slim. You gotta think smile or you're never gonna make it last. It pulls you in like a latest attraction. Don't you ever stop to think about the reaction. Oh, tell the truth. Can I get a little satisfaction action. I'm already feeling like a little distraction. Oh, shame on you.
Yeah, that was Justin Shapiro, man, a podcast alumni, good friend of ours. Before we get into midweek motivation, because I think there's nothing more motivating than the National Day videos. But,
if those don't do it for you, I don't know.
Yeah, if those don't do it for you, nothing will.
Nope.
I totally forgot about it because the Jordy Files is open the entire show now.
Yeah.
We have 3 National Days today. Mm-hmm. So Jordyn, tell us what we got.
So, moving on from all the serious talk for a moment, as promised, every week, here is another quirky National On This Day video. Today is National Water Park Day, National Milk Chocolate Day, and we have these giant bars.
Yeah.
Look at them all around town. Oh, we got, okay. And no love for Elly and her bar.
Sorry, Elly.
There we go.
Elly's got a bar too.
Yes.
I don't have a bar though. I'm the only one.
Well, you got them, so.
That's true.
And then today is National Buffalo Soldiers Day.
Yeah, I want to talk just briefly about that because it didn't make it into the video because I thought that it was a little bit too important to put into a funny video. But you guys, we all know the Bob Marley song Buffalo Soldier, but you might not know the actual legend of the Buffalo Soldiers here in American history. Buffalo Soldiers were African-American soldiers who mainly served on the western frontier following the American Civil War. In 1866, 6 all-black cavalry and infantry regiments were created after Congress passed the Army Organization Act. Their main tasks were to help control the Native Americans of the plains, capture cattle rustlers and thieves, and protect settlers, stagecoaches, wagon trains, and railroad crews along the Western Front. No one knows for certain why, but the soldiers of the all-black 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments were dubbed Buffalo Soldiers by Native Americans that they encountered along the way. One theory claims that the nickname arose because the soldiers' dark curly hair resembled the fur of a buffalo. Another assumption is that soldiers fought so valiantly and fiercely that the Indians revered them as they did the mighty buffalo. Whatever the reason, the name stuck, and African-American regiments formed in 1866, including the 24th and the 25th Infantry, became known as Buffalo Soldiers. You know, and another article that I read, a post that, or aside from that, is that at a time when a lot of people were bailing in the frontier out of the military, the Buffalo Soldier regiments were the ones that stayed together, the ones that stuck it out. So a long time ago, but relevant all the way up until today, we thank you for paving or carving out this country that we have here today. So Buffalo Soldiers. But this video revolves around 2 other national days, National Water Park Day and National Milk Chocolate Day, if only very briefly. But oh boy. And I want to add quickly that I had a much different video to prepare for you guys today, but the weather in Florida sucks. So this was the best that I could do. You guys enjoy. I wonder if it ever stops raining, should I open my own water park? Welcome to Captain Dick's Strong Island Water Park, where you can ride the lazy river in your mind. You can shoot down Dick's straw plunge.
Ahoy there, I'm Captain Dick, and while your kids run rampant through my water park, you can go here and get smashed by the pool bar.
Captain Dick, Strong Island Water Park. If you don't go to Dick's, you're nuts.
I want to go to there.
Oh, God. I also want to go to Dick's Water Park.
Yeah. If not, you're nuts.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Short, sweet, hilarious.
And that famous pink dick straw.
Dick straw. Did you notice all the dick straw references in that video?
If you could count them.
If you can count them, we're going to send you a prize. We do. Listen, you guys, we got brand new Jams and Cocktails koozies. Just showed up
and we have
yesterday.
dick straws.
And we have dick straws.
You can get both.
But yeah, these are really nice. Made in the USA. Nice raised and our new logo. That beer's super old.
Oh, no.
That was very warm.
But delicious.
Oh, okay.
I guess. All right, you guys. Take some notes. This is actually a very good midweek motivation today. I'm actually very, very excited about it. So take some notes. All right. This week's topic for midweek motivation is goal setting. Have you thought about what you want to be doing in the next 5 years? Are you clear about your main objective at work at this moment? Do you know what you want to have achieved by the end of today? Listen, you guys. If you want to succeed, you need to set goals. Without goals, you lack focus and direction. Goal setting not only allows you to take control of your life's direction, it provides you a benchmark for determining whether you are actually succeeding. Goal setting is a process that starts with careful consideration of what you want to achieve and ends with a lot of hard work to actually do it. But here are the 5 golden rules of goal setting. First of all, set goals that motivate you. If you have little interest in the outcome, then the chances of you putting in the work to make them happen are slim. Motivation is key to achieving goals. Set goals that relate to the high priorities in your life. Ask yourself, why is this important to me? And that will help keep you motivated. Set SMART, S-M-A-R-T, goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Make sure they are well-defined. It include a way to track your progress, and make sure that they are relevant to the direction that you want to go. And also give yourself a frame of time to achieve these goals. Make an action plan. It's easy to focus on the end result, but if you don't know where or how to get started, you'll never get there. Write out the steps and cross them off as you progress. And finally, stick with it. Goals are an ongoing activity. Be sure to leave yourself reminders of what you're working towards. Sometimes the path isn't a straight shot, so be ready to roll with the punches. And keep your eye on the prize. It's what we talked about last week. Yeah. I'm Brad Brock. This has been your midweek motivation. Thank you. Thank you so much. One goal that I had tonight was to have Elly, our resident mental health expert here, talk about something that came up. We didn't get to talk about it in the here it is. I have an entire hodgepodge of things over here, but still Sympawnies.
That's great for your mental health, by the way.
So great.
Approved.
So we want to talk a little bit about Simone Biles. So a headline that we read today: Simone Biles is out of women's gymnastics. She is out of the team final at the Tokyo Olympics this year, and she withdrew on her own accord, stating that it wasn't an easy day. And she said it wasn't my best, but she got through it. She said, I truly do feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders at all times. She also went on to say the Olympics is no joke, but I'm happy my family was able to be with me virtually. They mean the world to me. She stated in another article outside of this one that she just mentally wasn't there. And there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the Olympics and the scandals that have gone on with, particularly in gymnastics, with the trainers. And Simone was a victim of this, but she's still out there representing America, doing her thing. 24 years old, 6 gold medals, if I'm not mistaken, 4 times, 4-time gold medalist. Truly a gem to her profession. But she stepped out of the world's largest stage for gymnastics and athletics in general because she said the mental pressure was too much. And she went on to say that she was performing some of the most incredible and most dangerous routines that have ever been done at the Olympics. And she was scared. Not scared. That's a terrible word. I don't want to use that. She was concerned that if her head wasn't 100% in the game, that she could really hurt herself permanently. So, Elly, I want to send this to you to kind of give us a little bit of insight on mentally why this was a good or not a good decision for her to make.
I mean, it was definitely not a lightly made decision. Like something like that with that type of pressure that she has going on. Just anyone really in that kind of field or anyone that has that kind of high pressure in their occupation, you know, it's not a made lightly decision. That is a well thought out decision that has been made in the best interest of her team and herself and just overall anyone that's involved in her being in the Olympics. And I think that it is a fantastic representation of taking care of yourself, not just physically, because we think of athletes as, you know, taking time off because they've hurt themselves. Like they
a physical injury,
which is
what a lot of people came out and they were like, "Oh, did she twist her ankle?"
Right.
Or like what would cause her to do something like
that?
But
mental injuries are just as prevalent to that person and that team as a mental injury, and I think that's what a lot of people are still in this day and age struggling to realize, is that mental health is just as important as your physical health, and it needs to be taken care of just as much. And it's even more prevalent in these athletes that are pushed to the extreme physically. They're also pushed to the extreme mentally, you know, and for her to sacrifice her being in the Olympics to help support her team and to know that, okay, if my head's not in the game, my team may suffer. That's a heavy decision to make. That's so much pressure on her shoulders to make that choice and to do what she's doing. And I think it's incredible to be strong enough to make that choice, because not a lot of people are. They will sacrifice their mental health to do what they think they need to do, and it's only going to damage them.
Well, that's the thing, you know, and I also read an article completely unsubstantiated. I did not take the time to go and cross-check it, but it was an opinion article, and it basically said that because of her accolades, they were actually changing the rules of gymnastics to make it more difficult for her to succeed.
I read that as well,
and make it more of a quote unquote level playing ground for everyone. And like, what kind of pressure would you put on a young woman that is at the top of her game, and they say because you're the benchmark, we have to lower the standards, or we have to
Right.
make it less easy for you to shine
Yeah.
so that other people can shine.
Absolutely.
I feel like this is the absolute pinnacle of everyone gets a trophy.
Yeah.
That kind of mentality, which, take it or leave it. Like, my opinion is, if you come to compete, you better bring 110%,
Right.
because nobody gets a trophy unless you leave victorious. And they are scaling the games based on this person's abilities,
Right.
and who cares? Like, if she's a freak of nature, that's her prerogative.
Right.
If she's the best because that's how her body turned out, because that's one of the things. I only harp on that because that was part of the article as well.
Yeah.
As like, people are saying, oh, the way that she's shaped, it makes her able to do these certain moves, and other girls aren't able, or other people in general aren't able to perform like that. It's like, who cares?
Right.
Like,
She's the best at
we're-
what she does.
We're all
Like,
individual.
give her that.
We're all different
right.
for reasons just like this. If she's the best, let her ride that out.
Right.
But instead, they put all this pressure on her, and they make her scale back what she does, to the point where this 24-year-old kid just says, I'm done. I need a break.
Yeah. I had actually one of the most recent books that I read was called Fast Girl, and it was about a Olympic runner who struggled with bipolar, and at the height of her Olympic, like training and stuff like that, and it deteriorated her mental stability to a point where she became a high class escort in Vegas. And it tumbled because of all the pressure of being, forced to be the best runner, because she was so promising in high school and things like that. And then she went to the Olympics and she wasn't the best. So it was all that pressure to be the best at what she was doing deteriorated her health to a mental condition that she wasn't aware of, and led to this completely different lifestyle and all these, difficult life choices. So it was a very interesting book to read, not only being bipolar myself, to kind of see that kind of aspect, but to also be, introduced to that type of pressure that professional athletes are dealing with. Because we don't think about that. We just watch them on the TV.
We just watch them on TV.
We don't understand the type of training and all of that they go through, and that type of lifestyle they have to live for that. And I love that more professional athletes, because she's not the first one that has done this. What was it? Not too long ago, it was a tennis player also had done that.
I'd have to look it up.
I
but I
read
don't know.
something about the last Olympics, or like one of the competitions, but they had withdrawn because of mental health. And I feel like more professional athletes and musicians and all of these celebrities, or like, well-known people, are taking more time to take care of themselves mentally. And that is a fantastic movement, because there's been so many times where I've been at work and I'm just not mentally there. And I'm like, I literally, like, I would give my left arm to go home because I can't
But guess
do
what?
this.
You're doing what you do. She's running routines that could break
absolutely.
her neck,
Yeah.
So, and that was another thing that Simone came out to say in not this article that I have here, but she came out in an article that came out more recently, that like, she just wanted to go and she wanted it to be a fun experience, and it's not. So I'm not sure what's going on out there in the Olympics this year. It's a wild time. So there's so many variables and X factors that are going on just everywhere,
But I want to bring it down from something like the World Olympics, like, it doesn't have to be that serious.
Sure.
When it comes down to you can't get it together for the day. You're allowed to rest.
Well, they don't call it a mental health day for nothing.
Right.
It's not, it's meant lightheartedly in a
if
lot of
you-
aspects,
if
but
you
yeah.
go to your boss and you say, listen, I need a mental health day, they're going to be like, who the fuck are you? Like, it's not respected in day-to-day life, but it's necessary. You need to have those days where, like, shit hits the fan. You're just not feeling well enough. You've got a lot of shit on your plate. You need to be allowed to express that I'm not feeling my best. I'm not 100% right now. I need to go home and take care of myself. And you need to be allowed to go home and do that. And I think that is opening, seeing more people do what she's doing is opening the door for us who are not Olympic athletes
right, yeah.
to be able to, go through our day-to-day life and have those days and be able to go home and take care of ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree. And
I wish her nothing but the best. Like, I hope
and the fact is, like, it's not
do.
that she's out of the Olympics altogether. She was just out of that competition. So she may very well come back and compete and win.
And she's fantastic. She's an inspiration to every young woman.
She's
the best. Incredible.
We've
all been following her since the beginning,
Yep. Oh, good. I definitely wanted to touch on that with you.
I saw that. I don't know if it changed, but I saw that she's still set to compete in the individual all-around competition tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh.
Could be.
Yeah.
I
don't know if it's.
She's still doing her
Listen,
thing.
man,
So
the thing, the deal was that competition that she was getting into, the routine was so intricate and so difficult because, and from what I read, it's because of the restrictions that they put on the competition because of her from 2016. And she just wasn't there for it. And don't get me fucked up, man. I'm not walking a tight wire unless I'm perfectly sure that I'm not going to fall between two huge buildings, skyscrapers, and plummet to my death. No, you got me fucked up.
Yeah.
Not going to do it. So totally get it. And like the Olympics is loaded with empowerment. Is it the German team that decided that they were going to
wear bikinis
to not wear bikini bottoms and I think Pink
paid all their fines.
Yeah, well, she offered to. I don't think she's gonna have to, but she offered to, just so that just because they were like, guys can wear shorts.
Yeah.
And play volleyball.
Yeah.
So
it's not about your fucking uniform. Like,
it's not about the uniform. And I get the argument could be, well, if the way the wind moves through it or whatever the case is, like that's the argument that they're gonna make. But for $1,700 fine, I think you forgo it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, we're gonna wind down here with our shameless plugs. Of course, we like to start out with our shameless plugs with our special guest, who is Ms. Elly Brock, the bad bitch herself. So, Elly, what are your shameless plugs?
All right. Well, there hasn't been a lot of activity on the website, and that is for a reason. There is like a little revamp going on the website. I've been working on it. I want to gear it more towards having a like actual blog and kind of like journal entries and really kind of going into depth with things that I deal with personally on a day-to-day basis and dealing a little bit more with mental health. And then also touching, on like the bad bitch stuff products that I use. I've been trying out different things that I'm loving as far as products that I've read reviews on and I'm really enjoying. So I've been focusing a little bit more on, gathering content and kind of redoing the website in a way that it's going to be more daily content and like journal entries. But as always, I post almost daily on the Instagram account. So if you want to follow that, it's the Bad Bitch Bible blog on Instagram. But yeah, so look in the next couple of months for a brand new website. It's the badbitchbibleblog.com.
Awesome.
Thank
Love
you.
it.
Yeah. Any shameless plugs from the Jordy Files?
Well, I kind of have a local one for supporting local. So, for all of you Treasure Coastians,
that's what we call them.
Yeah. Very official. The Fort Pierce Traders Market opened a couple weeks ago or last month.
Yeah, in
And
downtown.
In downtown Fort
I heard
Pierce.
about that.
And it's super
going in.
cool. We have our juice in there.
Ooh.
And that's Indian River Select, not, our juice. So I don't know. So they are having their open house or their celebration of opening this
Grand opening.
Grand opening.
grand opening.
Celebration of opening.
Have
Yes.
another marshmallow.
I did. I made some taffy with the one too. I think it's this Saturday, I think at 10 a.m. So go check them out. They have a lot of great stuff in there. They also have the owner and a couple other people cooking, and you can get fresh food there. It looks delicious. I haven't tried it yet, but it's a super cute shop right across from Sailfish and all of that right there. So cool spot. So go check it out this weekend if you're in the area.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Love
Awesome.
them. Support local. Hashtag.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's part of my motif this evening as well.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I read your notes.
You did. Well, you guys, first of all, I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in with us live tonight. If you're not here with us live, we invite you to join us on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern to be part of the fun. However, if you are tuning in, however you're tuning in, I put a comma there. It shouldn't have been there. However you're tuning in, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, follow, and share wherever you can. We have smashed our 100 subscriber goal on YouTube, so thank you all so much. Woo! Yes. We got that custom URL now, baby. Sky's the limit. You guys, don't forget to check out the JNC Podcast mobile app. Let me find it here and put it up there for you. It's absolutely free from your favorite app store. You can listen or watch the show. You can tune in to JNC Radio for great local and indie music. Find out where all the Treasure Coast music is going down with the TC Nightlife Entertainment calendar and more. Get it today for free.
Free is the best amount of money.
So good, right? You guys, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors and partners at the Code Rum, tcnightlife.com, the Sneaky Tiki in downtown Stewart, Hop Life Brewing, Jeff at Treasure Coast Entertainment, Zach at Parklet Films, Paul at the Drums and Rums, also tuning in tonight, the Drums and Rum podcast, and Drizzly. You guys, please support local when you can. If you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, we're putting together a new, simpler sponsorship program to get your logo on the brick wall and/or
You're
get
running
me,
out of space back there.
yeah, and/or to get your hat on the show. To be honest, there's several up there that are mine, so you can have that spot right there.
Primo.
Just reach out to me for details on that by visiting jncpodcast.com. We love to hear from you, regardless of what you want to say, good, bad, or ugly. You guys, this is exclusive news just for you tuning in because you're our friends and we love you. In 3 weeks' time, we will be officially launching our Jams and Cocktails Roku channel. But if you have a Roku stick or a Roku TV, you can add our channel right now. So if you do it, please give us 5 stars. That would be awesome. We do have some cool things in the works to make it even easier to let us harass you each Wednesday night. So it's coming soon. We're trying desperately to get off this goddamn computer and the cell phones, and we're trying to get into your living rooms. So we're working on that. I have a few Treasure Coast one-man band shows coming up this week. You can find me tomorrow night, Thursday, July 29th, at Manatee Island in Fort Pierce at 5:30 p.m. The very next night, I will be at Howlin' Rooster in Port St. Lucie. This is 6:30, but they just changed it today to 7 o'clock. So if you get there at 6:30, you'll see me setting up. It's kind of a fun behind
That's
the
a
scenes
show
thing.
within a show.
Yes, a show within a show. Truly.
Pre-show.
Saturday afternoon, as always, I will be at Costa Des, the beach resort, weather permitting, at 2 p.m. in Vero Beach. And rounding out my work week on Sunday, the very first Sunday of the month, I will be at Sneaky Tiki at 2 p.m. in downtown Stewart, one of our favorite places favorite
Favorite.
places.
Have another marshmallow, Brad.
I will do it. Drums and Rum says Sneaky Tiki for my birthday. Paul,
It's your birthday?
is your birthday on August 1st?
On a Sunday fun day?
Sunday fun day?
Oh my gosh.
You let us know. And,
You want to know some trivia about Sunday being the 1st? Did you know that if in any month, if the Sunday is a first, I'm sorry, you know what I mean.
Have
What
another
the fuck are you
marshmallow.
talking about? Have another marshmallow.
If the first falls on a Sunday, there we go. I'm backwards. That there will be a Friday the 13th of that month.
Is that
Is
true?
that true?
Somebody
Yes.
needs to look that up.
I
Look it
have
up.
fact checked.
Look it up.
Yep.
Oh, you've already fact checked.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, she is correct.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yes, you gotta,
The math works.
Yes. 14 days minus
So-
1. Yeah.
So you're saying we're going to have a Friday the 13th this month?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Next month.
Next
We're
month.
still in July.
This coming month. Wow, that was a black screen for no reason.
Oh,
Anyway.
and it is true of May 2022.
See? Every time.
Yeah.
You're
every
welcome.
time. That's how math works, apparently.
Over and over again.
Addition.
Yeah.
I do want to say, of course, I need to mention this again.
We're a fucking train.
Yeah,
wreck
we're
right
a
No
now.
mess. My God.
Talking is hard.
Phew.
You guys, in 3 weeks, we will be officially ending an 82-week podcast season.
That's insane.
82 fucking weeks, you guys.
Yikes.
Isn't that wild?
That's
Jordyn,
crazy.
I gotta say, man, you have been here for most of that.
Thank
Like
you.
there was only I think 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was
that
about to
you
say
were-
like 3 episodes. I should have
There was only 3 weeks that you weren't a part of the show, and I
And look
believe
how far you come.
I know. I can almost
and I
speak.
believe that you only completely missed one episode. And you came in halfway through another, and that was with DJ Nell.
Oh my
and
God,
Elly
that was
here.
amazing.
Yeah,
And
Elly
you were
was here.
so drunk.
That was good.
You
Yeah.
were
You guys-
wild.
I had to podcast crash.
You guys, you have to go
It's
back
brilliant.
and rewatch the episode with DJ Nell.
Oh, yeah. Sailor
And-
Jordan was
And
out.
listen, like we had a good time. We reminisced a lot about the Disney Cruise Line, and he was my roommate on that ship, and it was
Oh,
wild.
dear. Well, let's not give it all
But-
away,
no,
Brad.
I'm just saying, because all that doesn't hold a candle
Oh.
to what happened when Jordyn decided to finally roll into the lounge
Oh.
and
Fantastic.
tell us how much she hated the Bahamas.
No, not the Bahamas, just Freeport.
Just
you always
Freeport.
say the Bahamas. It's just Freeport.
Just Freeport. Listen, you guys,
Poor old Freeport.
go halfway. When you see Jordyn arrive, you could start the tape. Because it was.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I might even put it on just when we have our post panel chat.
Great.
Just to watch, because it was fucking wild.
Oh, yeah. That's what a lot of vodka looks like on Jordan.
Oh Lord. So anyway,
Whoops.
just to reiterate, in 3 weeks we will be ending on our 82-week podcast season. I promise that season 2 will not be 82 weeks long. We're definitely going 82 weeks of learning and pulling together our assets and really trying to iron out what we're doing here. And now we have a pretty firm group on what we're doing and who we are, and we're excited to take it into season 2 and kick it into overdrive, because we have so much entertainment news and so many things to talk about and bring in former guests to talk about. But we've got 2 amazing guests coming up to help us polish off season 1. Ms. Summer Gill next week will be here in the lounge, and we'll finally
Get to dust the piano.
get to dust the piano off and have somebody actually play it here.
Yes.
And in the following week, we will have River Cat, a rockabilly staple here on the Treasure Coast. He's from New York, but like, let me tell you what, this guy's crazy. And Alex Meixner plays with him.
Ah.
Tommy Holla
Oh, dear.
plays with him.
Mm.
Like, some heavy hitters
Mhm.
are backing River Cat up.
Some wildcats. Yeah.
Aha!
Wildcats for the rain cat.
Nice. River Cat.
River Cat.
Rain
Have another
Cat's,
At Rain
marshmallow.
Cat.
Rain Cat's the other guys.
Sorry, my bad.
So you guys,
So many cats. And Sympawnies.
and Sympawnies.
Sorry.
So the next 2 weeks we have very guest centric shows. Moving into season 2 of the JNC podcast. The shows won't be so guest centric as they are topic centric, but we will have plenty of guests that are familiar or maybe unfamiliar to you. But we're going to get their opinions on these topics that we're talking about, and it's going to be a fucking blast. I'm so stoked to dive into this new journey. The legendary JNC Lounge is the coolest that it's ever been. Take a look at that. Can we get up, It's beautiful in here, man. I love it.
Yes, come hang.
So, yeah, man. This has been my shameless plugs.
Oh, we were still on Shameless Plugs. Yeah, wow.
So take it home, Brad.
I am going to take it home. I hope you all enjoyed the show tonight. Thank you so much for chiming in with all of your comments and opinions and the information that you gave us. It's really what we want to strive to do in the next season. The engagement with all of you in our live shows is crucial. We want to know what you think. We want to be provocative in a positive way. We're not out here trying to smear anybody except for R. Kelly.
Those who deserve to be smeared, of course.
Yeah, we will smear you if you deserve it. But we're out here trying to get to the bottom of things and have a good time. So thank you so much to Jordyn Taylor and Elly Brock for hanging with me tonight. Thanks again to all of you chiming in with your comments. Next week, again, we will be hanging out with singer-songwriter, pianist Summer Gill to talk about the wave of new singles she's been putting out and catching up with all of her adventures. But until then, stay informed, crush your goals in a timely manner, and drink some water for the love of God. Broadcasting live from the legendary JNC Lounge, I'm Brad Brock. We'll catch you next week. Good night.